Hello, my name is Elizabeth Lomelli with Grand Canyon University. This presentation is for parents and families so that you would understand procedural safeguards. We will move to the first slide. Why is procedural safeguards a must in reviewing? I have documented quite a bit of information, and I would be more than happy to, um, to give you a copy of this presentation so that you can read further. But the main thing is that we want parents to understand the laws that protect them with their child with disabilities receiving special education in public schools. We want parents to understand the methods in which they can resolve problems and disputes. We want them to understand what a free, appropriate public education is, which is a free education to their child. We want them to understand at least restrictive environment, which is the environment where their child is. We want it to be as equal as possible to their non-disabled peers. We want parents to be aware uh, of the services that their child are entitled to based on their necessities. And of course, they have a right to interpreter so that they can understand everything that's being discussed with in regards to their child's individualized educational program. Parents and guardian participation. We want parents to participate the most as possible because they know their child best. Parents and guardians are equal team members of their child's individualized education program. They are the main priority member when we are meeting with the team members of an IEP team. Everything has to be approved by them. The input that parents and guardians provide helps us prepare a student with the IEP and also their goals. Access to educational records. Parents and guardians can analyze and obtain copies of their child's school records whenever they request. There are a couple of stipulations, and we'll discuss that further. Confidentiality of information, Family Educational Right of Privacy Act, which is abbreviated as FERPA, in a federal law that protects students' confidential information. FERPA provides parents with the rights regarding their child's record. And when your child turns 18, those rights get transferred to your child unless there is a conservatorship, legal method in which parents will seek an attorney and they become the sole responsible for everything. It's when a child cannot make decisions for himself, and they still need the parents' support. And that's only in the event that that is not done. Then the child will be. All the rights will be transferred to the child at his age of 18. There's sometimes that there might be some reasons why records can't be released. In that case, there could be a due process hearing, but that is something that we could discuss further. Informed consent, which is the consent that parents give us to do anything. Parents must provide written consent before their child is tested with assessments or given any type of educational special services. Parents' consent must also be provided before any changes are made to their child's educational program. And of course, if they need translation services, they can also request that. One could be appointed, including deafness interpreters, if one is needed. Prior written notice. Parents' procedural safeguards include that the parents have the right to get a prior written notice in the language that they understand. If a parent doesn't understand something and there is a notice written, that is definitely not an acceptable way to notify a family. They need to know of any changes prior to it being changed. Understandable language. Suppose a guardian's first language is not English. In that case, we must ask if they would like an interpreter to explain understand in an understanding language to ensure they are aware of everything discussed. We need to make sure that they understand all the services that their child are getting and that everything is translated in detail so that they feel like they are part of a team that is making decisions on their child's well-being and educational. Independent educational evaluations. This is an evaluation that parents can obtain at the district expense. For instance, let's say the district made some assessments and parents disagree that they're not valid. They're not happy with them. They are entitled to seeking for an IEE, which is an abbreviation for Independent Educational Evaluation of their choice at the district's expense. We can't delay that. We have to comply with it. But in the event, if the district decides that their assessment is valid and it represents all of the boxes that are required, then there could be a dispute and maybe even a due process hearing, if that is what should what should take in account. Um, in the event that the district approves of the parent getting their own IEE, the district has a right to make sure that it established the standards criteria, including the cost and location, since the district is paying for it. Stay put right. Stay put means that the student is going to stay right where they are in the event that parents are not happy with the location that their student is in. Let's say that they're in general education and parent decides that they want to be in a special education room, or on the flip side, maybe on the on the reverse side of things. What happens with the stay put right is that the student has to stay in their current location until a dispute has been resolved in their current program. Dispute resolution options, it's either a mediation of the state, complaint. Parents choose to settle this outside of court, and that is one way. Office of Administrative Hearing, which is abbreviated as OAH. That means that the parent or the party that is having this disagreement does not have to be present. It is basically in a hearing by an administrative group, and they make the decision on the best outcome. Parents can seek mediation alone or separate from the due process. However, parents have the right to due process regardless, because due process is a procedural safeguard for parents and their legal right. Here are some recommendations of two resources that families can seek. There are so many, but these are some that I pointed out. It's called Seat of Partnership. That agency provides you services so that you are able to understand the whole procedural rights and everything that you are entitled to as a child of special needs. Alpha Family Empowerment Center also does a similar thing. They're an advocate to the procedural rights of a parent, and they offer advice in special education. I've also included two main numbers in California, since I am a teacher in this area: Office of Administration Hearing, Special Education Division, where you can seek for advice of any type of legal matters, and file a complaint with the California Department of Education. So I've added those to informational material there for you. Thank you for listening to me, and I would be more than happy to send you this demonstration for all the details of what I have presented today. Thank you.